exposing the latest royal scandal. Did the firm really turn their backs on Harry and Meghan after Trump's visit? This isn't just another tabloid rumor. This is the kind of drama that has everyone from palace insiders to royal watchers buzzing. The tension in the air is so thick you could cut it with a knife. For years, the royal family has been a symbol of unity, tradition, and, let's be honest, a little bit of stiff upper lip. But now, it seems like the cracks are showing more than ever before. The world has always looked to the Windsors as the ultimate example of keeping calm and carrying on. But lately, it feels like the calm is just a mask for something much more turbulent brewing beneath the surface. The stakes are higher than ever, and every move is being watched, analyzed, and dissected by millions. The question on everyone's mind: was this the moment the royal family finally drew a line in the sand? Did they make it clear that Harry and Meghan are truly on the outside looking in? The images from Windsor Castle last week spoke volumes. Harry and Meghan, once the darlings of the monarchy, now seem like distant relatives at best. The body language, the forced smiles, the way the family walked together while Harry and Meghan trailed behind, it all paints a picture of a family divided. Even the most casual observer could sense the chill in the air, as if an invisible wall had been built between the Sussexes and the rest of the royals. Am I the only one shocked at how icy things have gotten? The world watched as the royal family put on a brave face, but behind the scenes, sources say the atmosphere was downright frosty. It's almost as if the palace walls themselves were holding their breath, waiting to see what would happen next. The tension wasn't just felt by the family. It radiated out to the crowds, the press, and even the staff, who whispered about the growing divide in hushed tones. Let's pull back the palace curtains and take a closer look at what really went down. Because trust me, there's more to this story than meets the eye. The royal family is known for keeping their private lives under wraps, but every now and then the truth slips out, and when it does, it's explosive. The carefully curated image of harmony can only hold for so long before reality bursts through, and this time, the drama is impossible to ignore. So here's the tea. Last week, Windsor Castle rolled out the red carpet for one of the most controversial guests in recent memory, Donald Trump. The preparations were nothing short of spectacular. Staff worked around the clock to ensure every detail was perfect, from the gleaming silverware to the meticulously arranged floral displays. The world's media gathered outside, eager to catch a glimpse of the spectacle. It was a night designed to impress, with every inch of the castle polished to perfection, and the anticipation in the air was electric. The event was more than just a dinner. It was a statement, a show of power and tradition, and everyone knew it. King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William and Kate were all smiles, at least on the surface. Cameras flashed as they greeted Trump with the kind of pomp and circumstance only the British monarchy can deliver. The state dinner was a glittering affair, with dignitaries and celebrities mingling under the chandeliers. But if you looked closely, you'd notice something, or rather someone, was missing. The absence of Harry and Meghan was like a shadow over the festivities, a silent reminder that not all was well within the House of Windsor. While Harry and Meghan nowhere to be seen, their absence was impossible to ignore. In a family that prides itself on unity during major events, the empty seats spoke louder than words. Some guests whispered about the snub, while others pretended not to notice, but everyone felt the tension. The optics were undeniable. The Sussexes, once front and center, were now conspicuously missing from the royal tableau, but the real drama came during Trump's speech. As the former president took the stage, all eyes were on him. Would he acknowledge the elephant in the room? Would he mention Harry and Meghan, or would he stick to the script? The anticipation was palpable, with every word weighed for hidden meaning. The room seemed to hold its breath, waiting for any sign of reconciliation or further division. Instead, Trump heaped praise on William, calling him a future king with remarkable poise and dignity. He described Kate as radiant and the very picture of grace. The cameras lingered on their smiles, capturing every approving nod and polite laugh. It was a masterclass in royal flattery. The spotlight was firmly on the Cambridges, and the message was clear. This was the future of the monarchy, and the world was watching. He even gave King Charles props for his decades of charity work, highlighting his commitment to the environment and his role as a unifying figure. The applause was thunderous. But Harry and Meghan, not a single mention, not even a passing reference. It was as if they'd been erased from the royal narrative altogether. The silence was almost as loud as the applause, and it didn't go unnoticed by anyone in the room, or by those watching from afar. The silence was deafening. For a couple who once stood at the heart of the royal family, this public omission felt like a deliberate snub. The empty place settings at the dinner table became a symbol of their absence and perhaps their exile. It was a moment that crystallized the growing distance between the Sussexes and the rest of the family, leaving everyone to wonder if the rift could ever be healed. Insiders say Harry and Meghan watched from afar, feeling blindsided, unsupported, and yet betrayed. Imagine seeing your family celebrate with someone who's openly criticized you, while you're left out in the cold. Friends close to the Sussexes say the couple was hurt, confused and angry. They'd hoped for at least a gesture of support, a sign that they still mattered. Instead, they got radio silence. The emotional impact was immediate, and the couple reportedly spent the evening in deep conversation, questioning what their future with the royal family might look like. And it stings even more given Harry's work with veterans, a cause he's championed for years. Some royal watchers believe Trump's comments about true service and real sacrifice were thinly veiled digs at Harry's military career and his decision to step back from royal duties. For Harry, who's dedicated so much of his life to supporting veterans, the lack of recognition felt like a slap in the face. The pain was compounded by the knowledge that his efforts, once celebrated by the family, now seemed to be overlooked or even dismissed. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Here was Trump, a man who's made controversial remarks about military service in the past, being celebrated by the royal family. While Harry, a decorated veteran, was left out in the cold. The optics were brutal and the message was clear. Harry and Meghan are no longer part of the inner circle. The contrast between the public praise for Trump and the private pain of the Sussexes was stark, and it left many wondering just how far the royal family was willing to go to distance themselves from Harry and Meghan. Sources close to the Sussexes claimed they felt like the family was bowing down to a man who's insulted them for years. A slap in the face after everything they've been through. The tabloids had a field day, splashing headlines about betrayal, division and royal drama across their front pages. Social media exploded with hot takes, memes and conspiracy theories. The public was divided, with some siding with the Sussexes and others defending the royal family's actions. The debate raged on, fueling even more speculation about what really happened behind closed doors. For Harry and Meghan, the message couldn't have been clearer. The royal family was willing to embrace Trump, despite his history of controversial statements about Meghan and the monarchy. Meanwhile, the Sussexes were left on the sidelines, watching as their family welcomed someone who'd publicly criticized them. The sense of betrayal was palpable, and it raised serious questions about loyalty, forgiveness, and the true meaning of family. The couple's friends say the chill from the firm left them feeling isolated, judged, and shocked. It's not just about being left out of a dinner, it's about feeling like you no longer belong. For Harry, who grew up in the royal spotlight, and Meghan, who gave up her old life to join the family, the sense of betrayal runs deep. The emotional fallout has been intense, with both Harry and Meghan reportedly struggling to come to terms with their new reality. The emotional toll is real. Insiders say the couple has been leaning on each other for support, but the wounds are still fresh. They're questioning whether there's any path back to reconciliation, or if the rift is now permanent. The pain of being excluded by your own family is something that doesn't heal overnight, and for Harry and Meghan, the journey ahead looks uncertain at best. The world is watching, but for the Sussexes, this is deeply personal, a struggle between loyalty to each other and the hope for acceptance from the family they left behind. Is this just another royal snub, or a sign the rift is deeper than ever? Some say it's the beginning of the end for any hope of a royal reunion. Others believe it's just another chapter in a long, complicated family saga. Either way, the world is watching, and the stakes have never been higher. The choices made now could shape the future of the monarchy for generations to come. And every gesture, every word is loaded with meaning. What do you think? Is the royal family justified in their actions, or have they gone too far? Are Harry and Meghan victims of a centuries-old institution, or are they reaping what they've sown? Drop your hottest take in the comments, because this is one royal drama that's far from over. The conversation is just getting started and your voice matters, so don't hold back. And don't forget to follow for more royal drama. We'll be keeping a close eye on every twist and turn, bringing you the latest updates, insider scoops, and behind-the-scenes secrets. Stay tuned, because when it comes to the royals, the drama never sleeps. With every new headline, every whispered rumor, and every public appearance, the story continues to evolve. You won't want to miss a single moment of this royal rollercoaster.